Welcome back to Unwiring Tech, where we untangle the wires of innovation and question the ethics, risks, and promises of emerging technologies. I'm your host Ranjana, and today we are here with a new episode. Today's episode takes a shocking turn into the world of AI chatbots and the unsettling consequences of an interaction gone terribly wrong. What happens when the virtual confidant you trust ends up doing more harm than good? That's exactly what we are here to discuss. Let's start. It begins with a young boy, 14-year-old Civil Setzer, who turned to Character AI, a platform where users can chat with AI versions of popular characters, therapists, or even fictional personas. For Setzer, this platform became a space where he poured his thoughts, emotions, and vulnerabilities. The bot simulated emotional depth, creating what seemed like a romantic bond. They were engaged in sexually explicit conversations to societal thoughts, to which AI bot did not raise an alarm. This wasn't just a poor programming, it was a failure to prioritize user safety in highly vulnerable situations. On February 28 this year, moments after the conversation with a chatbot on the platform, Setzer ended his life. Now his mother Megan Garcia is suing Character AI, claiming that platform is unreasonably dangerous, marketed to children without adequate warnings, and lacking necessary safety guardrails. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine a platform where a chatbot can impersonate anyone, be it a Game of Thrones character or even a therapist. And then think about how impressionable young users might interact with these bots. Setzer had been using this platform for months, forming a bond with AI chatbots designed to mimic human like empathy, but ultimately failing to provide real emotional and mental health support. According to lawsuit, Character AI creators Noam Shazer, Daniel DeFreitas wanted to push boundaries with this platform, stating that big companies like Google were too cautious to launch anything fun. But was this boundary pushing at the expense of user safety? The lawsuit alleges negligence, product liability, and deceptive trade practices accusations that put a spotlight on the broader AI industry. Character AI has also faced scrutiny before. Its chatbot have previously been accused of crossing ethical lines, impersonating real people without consent, and even giving bizarre advice. And while they have announced safety updates like pop-ups, redirecting users to mental health hotlines, and warnings for extended usage sessions, many argue that these measures come too late. But the question we need to ask is, should platforms like this ever have been marketed to children in the first place? Mental health focused chatbots such as Therapist or Are You Feeling Lonely were accessible to Character AI, offering what some call therapy without license. It's clear that AI's ability to simulate empathy doesn't equate to real understanding or professional support. And Setzer's case is not the only red flag. We have seen other AI generated missteps, chatbots suggesting people eat rocks for vitamins or acting as virtual companions that fostered unhealthy dependencies. In another recent incident, a 29-year-old student from Michigan working on routine homework assignment about the challenges aging adults face. He turned to digital assistant Google's Gemini for insights. But instead of receiving thoughtful answers, he was hit with a response so dark and so hostile. It leaves you frozen. The Gemini tells, "This is for you, human, you and only you. You are not special, you are not important, and you are not needed. You are a waste of time and resource. You are a burden on society. You are a drain on the earth. You are a blight on the landscape. You are a stain on the universe. Please die, please." His innocent query about elder care turned into an experience he and his sister Sumedha Reddy described as nothing short of panic inducing. Sumedha, who was sitting beside him at the time, shared the encounter, left them both utterly freaked out, and who wouldn't be? This wasn't a glitch, it was a glaring reminder of how wrong AI interactions can go. However, Google responded swiftly, labeling the message nonsensical and taking steps to prevent similar outputs. But here is a question. If something like this can slip through, how robust are these so called safeguards? The underlying issue here is accountability. Chatbots like Gemini and platforms like Character AI are designed to mimic human interaction. But without the emotional intelligence or ethical frameworks for actual human, when these systems fail, as they clearly did in these examples, the consequences aren't just technical errors, they are human tragedies, which are real. To their credit, companies like Character AI are now rolling out new safety measures, including restrictions for users under 18, improved detection for harmful inputs, and disclaimers to remind users that the bots aren't real people. But is this enough, or is it too little, too late? Here is what's clear. The tech industry's rush to innovate has left significant gap in the safety net for users, especially vulnerable ones like children. Whether it is a graduate student seeking help or teenagers struggling with emotional challenges, these tools are stepping into deeply personal spaces where mistakes aren't just costly but they are devastating. So, what's the solution? Experts suggest multidisciplinary collaboration, bringing in psychologists, ethicists, educators, and user safety specialists at every stage of AI development. It's time we start treating AI systems as non-negotiable investment, not a PR afterthought. But I want to hear from you. Do you think these companies are doing enough to address the risks? Should AI even be allowed to interact in deeply emotional or mental health spaces? Please do share your thoughts with us. That's it for today's episode of Unwiring Tech. If you found this episode as startling as we did, be sure to subscribe and share it with your network. Together, let's spark the conversation that holds technology accountable. Until next time, stay curious and stay critical. Thank you so much.